Hi guys. Welcome to my channel. Before we get started, make sure to hit that like button and also subscribe to my channel. Top 10 things British monarchs own. So make sure to watch the full video. Queen Elizabeth II, the monarch with the longest reign in British history, passed away peacefully at her Balmoral, Scotland, residence on September 8, 2022 at 96 years old. Her eldest son, King Charles III, is now the heir to the British throne. This is a significant period in royal history since it is the first time since the Queen's coronation in 1937 that the monarchy has undergone a change. Her Royal Highness had a regal life of splendor during the 7 decades of her rule, inheriting and receiving numerous beautiful treasures. While the obvious ones are royal estates, expensive cars, and historical jewels acquired during centuries of colonial rule in the world, she had some utterly shocking yet extraordinary objects possessed by Queen Elizabeth II that will catch your attention. Things that were held by and passed down to Queen Elizabeth II during her lifetime. 10 dogs and corgis. Queen Elizabeth II's fondness for corgis is well known to everyone who has even a passing familiarity with her heritage. More than 30 of them, as well as a unique breed called a dorgie, a mix between a corgi and a dachshund, have been owned by her over the course of her life. As a result of a cross between Princess Margaret's dachshund, Pipkin, and one of the Queen's corgis, this breed was introduced to the world. 9 several aquatic animals, including dolphins and swans. Dolphins are known as the royal fish in the United Kingdom because they are graceful and beautiful. The governing monarchs have held these creatures throughout history because of a legislation enacted in 1324. The list of sea creatures held by Queen Elizabeth II now includes whales and sturgeons. The Queen was also known as the Swan Marker, because she had the authority to claim ownership of every swan on the River Thames. He received these graceful birds when King Charles III took the throne. The exclusive seabed of the UK belonged to her as well. It extends 12 nautical miles, 22.2 kilometers, from coast, or from the seabed encircling the UK. The right to sell all of Scotland's gold mining operations belong to the Queen. 8 A Seychelles-born tortoise and an Aberdeen Angus cow. The Queen attended the Calgary Stampede agricultural exhibit as part of her royal obligations during her 2005 visit to Canada. A cow was given to her as a gift at the occasion, which was fairly rare. The Queen kindly received this gift, an Aberdeen Angus cow that is indigenous to the area. She did not, however, bring it back to Buckingham Palace. As an original member of the stampeding herd, the cow stayed in its natural environment. 2 Aldabra giant tortoises she received from the Seychelles, which the Queen received in 1972 during her visit to the island, are among the unusual animals that have been given to the monarch. They were given the charge of the ZSL London Zoo. 7 The artwork she owns as a sovereign. The Queen did not directly own the royal collection, which is one of the largest art collections in the world. Rather, it was kept in trust by her as sovereign for her successors and the nation. The collection was not for sale, but she was able to add to it, which she did in 2012 to mark her Diamond Jubilee. The collection includes priceless artifacts that the Queen and monarchs before her have collected over the course of the past 500 years, including some rare paintings. The £10 billion collection includes 7,000 paintings, 500,000 prints, 30,000 drawings, sculptures, and other items, including rare works by Rembrandt, Rubens, Claude, Gentileschi, and Van Dyck. 6 She has a garage full of expensive vehicles. You may not be aware that Princess Elizabeth, as she was known, enlisted in the Auxiliary Territorial Service in February 1945 and received training as a military mechanic and truck driver during World War II. She was the first member of the royal family to enlist in the military. Elizabeth was promoted to honorary junior commander status after completing a 5-month training program. However, the war ended before she could be called up for military duty. Perhaps from this period on, she developed a liking for cars. She had a great eye for beautiful automobiles, and she had both old and new cars in her collection. In the 1950s and 1960s, she also had a Daimler Super V8 LWB in her garage along with Rolls-Royce Phantom 5 and 6. She is known to own 30 vehicles from the automaker, including the new Defender, beginning with the 1953 Land Rover Series I. She also had a 2009 Jaguar X-Type Sportwagon V6 Sovereign and an opulent Bentley limousine in addition to these vehicles. 5 The Sketchbook of Queen Victoria. The great-great-grandmother of Queen Elizabeth II, Queen Victoria, 1819 to 1901, was a passionate supporter of the arts as well as a practicing artist. When she visited Balmoral Castle and Osborne House, it was rumored that the former would sketch and keep a journal. This piece of royal heirloom property was given to Queen Elizabeth II. 4 Queen's jewelry. The King had the most stunning collection of tiaras, brooches, earrings, standard pearl necklaces, and other jewelry during the conclusion of the Elizabethan era, historians note. The majority of these jewels, which the Queen added to her personal collection of jewelry by receiving as gifts from her loved ones, were gifts to her, however some of them belonged to the crown. The St. Edward's crown, which she wore at her coronation, the Queen Mary fringe tiara, a piece of the crown collection that once belonged to Queen Victoria, the iconic Queen Mary's true lover's knot brooch. Her diamond engagement ring, which was originally owned by Prince Philip's mother, the George IV state diadem, and the George VI sapphire suite were the most well-known of these. 3 expensive Fabergé collection. 800 works of Fabergé have been accumulated by the royal collection over several generations. These comprise the possessions that King Edward VII and Queen Alexandra each acquired. The Queen and previous members of the royal family added some of the greatest creations by the great Russian jeweler Peter Carl Fabergé to the Royal Collection Trust's collection, including crochet hooks, imperial Easter eggs, the largest menagerie of Fabergé hardstone animals in the world, and a collection of flower studies at Buckingham Palace. They are kept in the Queen's Gallery. Queen Elizabeth II's high-end handbags. The Queen was undoubtedly fashionable and picky when it came to her attire. She always has a dainty handbag in her hand and has a number of them in her wardrobe. She possessed almost 200 expensive pieces by London designer Launer, each valued at £1,650, according to a 2016 Daily Mail story. 2 Queen Elizabeth II's properties. The Queen resided in more than 6 stately homes over the course of her lengthy 70-year reign, although only 2 of them were privately owned. The most well-known of all her palaces is the storied Buckingham Palace. The Crown Estate is the owner of it. The 1,000-year-old Windsor Castle is renowned for its significance in history and stature and has served as a royal palace for the Queen's forebears as well. The Crown Estate is its rightful owner in a similar manner. The Queen inherited her other homes, including Hillsborough Castle in Northern Ireland and Holyrood Palace in Scotland. She had a special place in her heart for her privately owned homes. The Queen's favourite summer residence among these is Balmoral Castle, Shone, which is well known. Prince Albert, the husband of Queen Victoria, bought the about 2,0234.2 hectare estate in 1852, and Queen Elizabeth later inherited it. The Queen lived in Balmoral. Due to the fact that the Queen's beloved corgis are interred here, the 8,100 hectare Sandringham estate in Norfolk has a unique significance. 1 London's Tower. The Tower of London, a symbol of power and majesty, has served as a stronghold during wars to protect royal property, a lavish palace, and a prison for those who opposed monarchs and queens. The yeoman warders and crown jewels are kept in this structure, which William the Conqueror built in the 1070s. To this day, the yeoman warders carry out the ceremonial daily task of locking and unlocking the tower as part of the ceremony of the keys. So, that's it for today. We hope you enjoyed the video. Use the comment section below to tell us what you think about the video. Also, make sure to subscribe to our channel and click the bell button to be notified of all the latest videos.